Yo, it's Miss OutWeigh Variety, and welcome to another episode to the Words of Wednesday show, man. As y'all can hear, I done lost my voice again. But that's okay, man. That's okay. Because that's not going to stop me from doing what I need to do, pushing forth encouragement, delivering encouragement to you guys. But so on this episode, I just need y'all to listen just a little bit more closely. Just a little bit more closely. I need y'all to listen, man, because my voice is going out. I got me a little miniature bottle of water I'm going to have on deck, as I'm going through this encouragement episode with you guys, just so that I don't lose my voice completely. But make sure y'all listening just a little bit closely, as I'm not able to use, obviously, my original voice. But anyway, before we go ahead and jump into this encouragement, I just want to say that we're almost at the near end of November. Got a couple more days left in this month, man. I hope that this month has been good to you all. I hope that you guys have been able to tap in with the challenge that I set at the beginning of the month. And that was no complaining, no worrying, and no gossiping. The 3 no's for the month of November. I hope that that resonated with some of you guys' lives and you've been able to tap in with that challenge. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into the episode, man. We're going to go ahead and jump into the encouragement that I have set for you guys today. And that encouragement is going to be focusing more on the journey and not so much the destination. Focusing on the journey and not so much the destination. But before we go ahead and dive into that encouragement, I'm going to go ahead and throw that disclaimer out there. You already know this is not advice. I'm not your therapist. This is simply encouragement, man. Simply encouragement. Don't attach me to no advice. Don't attach me to trying to be your therapist. I'm only encouraging you. Just look at me as the encouragement mentor. That's it. That's all I got for you. But anyway, man, go ahead and jumping into this encouragement. Focusing on the journey and not so much the destination. Man, a lot of us have a really hard time with that. Even myself, y'all already know, I'm going to put myself in it too. I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm not just encouraging y'all, right? I'm going to put myself in it too. And a lot of us have a really hard time focusing on the journey because we're so eager. We're so thirsty. We're so hungry to get to that goal. We're so hungry to get to the destination that we don't even take a moment to realize that the journey is really the most important part. Being in that season before you reach that goal, before you reach that peak, is the most important part. Because the journey is the preparation. It's the crawl before the walk. It's the walk before the run. That's what the journey is. But see, a lot of times, a lot of us have such high standards for ourselves. We're so eager, we're so thirsty to get to that goal just so that we can say that we did it, that we don't even pay attention to the things that we need to in the seasons and in the journey, that to recognize that those are pieces, these are gems that we're going to need in order to sustain in the goal and at the destination. But it's because for some of us, we like to do things so that we can brag about it, we can boast about it, or we do things in light of other people, right? And not so much for ourselves. And so we lose track of what we should be doing, how we should be paying attention to the things that we need to in our journey. And so we're in a rush. We're moving fast, we're moving quick, and we're not picking up, we're not gathering, we're not understanding, we're not holding on to the pieces that is going to make us be more successful when we reach our goal. That's going to make us be more understanding when we reach our goal, when we reach the destination. So my encouragement is, what does your journey look like? Where are you trying to get to? Or my questions are, rather, right? What does your journey look like? Where are you trying to get to? What is the goal? What is the destination that you're trying to reach, right? But also, what are you learning in this journey? What have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about the environment that you're in, the people that you hang around, the people that you talk to? What are you learning in the journey that is going to help build you up, prepare you specifically for the destination that you're trying to reach, for the goal that you're trying to obtain. See, the journey is so important because it might break you down, but it'll also build you up. It'll build you up in that same space that it might broke you down in. And it's because it's something for you to gather there. It's something for you to understand there so that you can sustain at the destination and at the goal. Because a lot of times we don't even get what we need out of the journey, right? And God will allow us to get to the goal. He will allow us to get to the destination. And then guess what happens? We lose it. We don't understand how we got there. We don't know what we're doing when we get there for real. And it's because we are so in a rush in seasons. We are so in a rush on the journey that we left some things behind, that we forgot to gather some things, that we forgot to pick up some pieces that were going to be vital for us once we reach that goal, once we got to that destination. See, all the time, it's not really about the destination. It's not about the goal. Because here's the thing, the goal and the destination may change. And it probably will change based on the things that you have to learn and that you have to go through in the journey. But sometimes we're so one-sided track mind, right? We're so one-track minded that we can't even see that. We can't even grasp that. We can't even understand that, right? Because we think that this is the destination that we're supposed to be at. But it may not be that though. And that's why the journey is so important. That's why the season before the goal happens, the season before you reach the destination is so important. It's more important than the destination. It's more important than the goal. Because it's preparation for whatever that goal or that destination may be. And like I said, it can change, right? Things are forever changing. In your journey, you are forever changing. In your seasons, you are forever changing. And what you thought you might want it to be, the destination, or what you thought you might want it to be, the goal, may not even be what you want to be midway through your journey. Midway through that season. It might not even be what you want anymore. And that's because the journey is to build you to be prepared for the destination. So you really have to ask yourself when you're in certain seasons, when you're in the journey, and it seems like there may not be no light at the end of the tunnel. You have to ask yourself, okay, let me ground myself. Let me understand, or let me try to figure out what I'm supposed to be learning in this moment. Because what you're learning here is going to create the understanding for what you need there. For what you're learning here is going to create what you need for the understanding to have there. Y'all got to hear me. Hear me now. Hear me now. You can't move forward, right? You can't possibly think you'll understand something without having to be taught something first. It don't work like that. Your journey is your teaching season so that you can understand at the destination. I'm gonna repeat that because I feel like that might have just went over somebody's head, right? Your journey is your teaching season so that you can be in understanding at the destination. So what are you learning right now? What are you being taught right now? What does your journey look like right now? Are you being taught peace? Are you being taught healing? Are you being taught forgiveness? right? What are you being taught right now? And it doesn't have to just be those things, right? It's whatever your life is looking like right now. It's whatever journey or season you're in right now. Take some time to think about, what am I being taught right now? What is the lesson? What is the lesson here? I know where I want to go. I know where I want to try to be, right? I know the goals that I have. I know the destination that I want to get to. But what is the lesson right here? A lot of us don't appreciate the lessons enough. Our own lessons, let me say that. A lot of us don't appreciate our own lessons enough because we're always looking from side to side. We always looking in our neighbor's yard. We always looking at the next man. We're always looking at the next woman. But you don't know what their lesson was for them to get to the destination that they're at. You don't know what that lesson looked like for them. You don't know what they had to go through in their journey in order to reach their destination, in order for them to reach a goal, which you might think that is so glamorous, right? You don't know. And you probably don't want to be in the situation that they had to be in. You don't want, let me tell you something. I'm not going to preach to y'all. Or maybe I should, right? What I say, preach it, right? Let God use you, preach it, right? Let me tell you something. You don't want nobody else's lesson. You do not want anybody else's lessons. You want your own. You want your own. Just like your gifts and your talents and everything, you know, that God has prepared for you was uniquely designed for you. Your lessons were uniquely designed for you. See, a lot of us need to be more grateful for our lessons and our journeys because it was made for you. Appreciate your lessons. See, a lot of times we think we can only be grateful for the good things, right? The things that we think are great, the things that we think are good, the things that we think are beautiful. But sometimes you got to be grateful for the struggle that you're going through. You got to be grateful for the lesson that you're in. You got to be grateful for the journey that you are on. Because somebody else's lesson, somebody else's situation, somebody else's struggles, you probably wouldn't want to be a part of that. You wouldn't want to be a part of that, right? Your situation is your own. Your journey is your own, right? Use it, understand it, let yourself be taught, right? The greatest teachers are those that are willing to learn. Learn in your season. Learn on your journey so that you can be in a better space when you finally reach the destination that you're supposed to get to. So that you could be in a better space when you finally achieve that goal, right? See, a lot of us achieve a lot of goals, but we don't sustain them. And at that point, it means nothing, right? You got to be able to hold on to it. You got to be able to keep it. You got to be able to know how to use it, right? A lot of times we get through a journey, we get to the destination, we get to the goal, and then we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do with ourselves in this place. We don't know how to continue to use ourselves in this space, in this place, at this destination, at this goal. And so again, that's why I'm going to tell you, that's why the journey is so important. Because that's where you're taught. That's where you learn. So that you don't have to worry about understanding when you get to that destination. Because all the things that you've been taught along the way, when you crawled before you walked, when you walked before you ran, those things kept you in the right place, in the right mind, in the right space once you got to that destination and to that goal. So focus more on the journey rather than the destination, rather than the goal. Because without the journey, you can't reach the destination. You can't reach the goal. Not fully, not wholeheartedly. You can't. The journey is most important. The seasons of the preparation is the most important piece. So, y'all already know, I like to do self-reflection, right? So my encouragement is for you to self-reflect on your journey, okay? Self-reflect in the season that you're in right now. And think about the destination that you have in mind. Think about the goals that you have for yourself, right? And ask yourself, am I getting everything that I need to out of this journey? Am I getting everything that I need to in this season so that I know that I will understand once I reach this goal? So that I know I will understand once I reach the destination that I'm trying to get to? Ask yourself, do some self-reflecting. Do some self-reflecting, right? So that the preparation is there, okay? So that the preparation is there. But anyway, man, you know, that's my encouragement for this episode. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Words of Wednesday show. I appreciate all the love and the comments and the likes, you know, and the DMs, you know. Sometimes I don't get back to everybody on my Wednesdays or, you know, in that week or whatever the case may be, but don't charge it. Don't charge it to my heart. Don't charge it to my heart. Don't charge it to my heart. But I do appreciate all the love and the comments, you know, and the shares and things like that. And for the people that tune in, and I'm so grateful, like I said before, to be in a position to be able to provide encouragement. And I want to continue to keep doing this, you know, and I'm so grateful and happy for the Words of Wednesday show, for my Wisdom Wednesdays and all of the great encouragement that's going to come forth. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure y'all keep tuning in with me, keep getting this dose of encouragement, keep sharing it with people. Go out and encourage somebody, you know, go out and show love to somebody. And yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling, man. But before I get up out of here, again, man, you know, this is not advice. I'm not your therapist. This is simply encouragement. Simply encouragement, man. Simply encouragement. So don't charge me to no advice. Don't charge me to be your therapist, because I ain't that. This is simply encouragement, man. But anyway, focusing on the journey and not so much the destination. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for tuning in for the third episode to the Words of Wednesday show, man. Make sure y'all tap in with me for every last Wednesday of the month for a new episode to the Words of Wednesday show. And make sure y'all tap in with me every other Wednesday for your encouragement of the week for Wisdom Wednesday. I appreciate y'all. We're going to check back in on the next episode. I'm Miss OutWeigh Variety, your host. Let's do it.